Welcome to the Back Porch Talk podcast. I'm your co-host, Jason.
Your co-host Danny.
Fans, we got a full show for you today, and we are back. Little NBA playoffs, talks about the awards, Formula One on U.S. soil, Kentucky Derby, and maybe a little bit about Major League Baseball. But first, Danny, right into NBA playoffs and where, oh boy, whole lot happened, man. Game sevens all around. Second round is upon us. Danny, on Saturday, the 76ers goes into Boston TD Garden and go ahead and put a 109-100 whipping on the Boston Celtics in game seven.
Mm-hmm.
Tyrese Maxey, 30 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists. Jaylen Brown, 33 points, 9 rebounds, 3 blocks. Jason Tatum does not play due to injury, apparently last minute, last hour. But you got to give kudos where kudos is due. Joel Embiid played a very good game. I still want people to stop with the comparison between Joel Embiid and Hakeem Olajuwon. Y'all need to stop it. There's no comparison. Okay, let's just begin there. I'll take Hakeem Olajuwon all day, every day. But you gotta give props where props is due. Joel Embiid, 39 minutes, 34 points, 12 for 26 from the field, 12 rebounds, 6 assists. Gotta give him props, man. Got injured a couple of times, stayed in the game, knee issues, whatever the case may be. Paul George, gotta give props where props is due. 13 points, 3 rebounds, and assists, but played some great defense. And he played some defense in the past few games and where the Philadelphia 76ers, who were on a brink of elimination, comes back from 3-1 down.
Mm-hmm.
VJ Edgecombe, man, what more can you say about this rookie, man? 44 minutes, 23 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. I mean, he's going to be a good player, man. The 76ers, man, goes in and beats the Boston Celtics. And I got to say this, Danny, I'm actually happy. Here's why I'm happy, man. I am tired of seeing all these threes. Golly. I mean, it is not beautiful basketball to watch a team just jack up threes.
Mm-mm.
And when I talk about jacking up threes, I mean, the Boston Celtics, I know this is their game, but come on, man. At some juncture, you got to take it into the cup, get fouled, maybe give me a mid-range game, something like that. But you're living and dying by the threes. Danny, 13 for 49 from three-point land for 27%. You kidding me? So more than half of your shots are three-pointers. Because overall, you went 37 for 93. Overall field goal attempts,
Mm-hmm.
40%, 49 out of the 93 were 3-pointers. You kidding me? I want to watch that basketball in the second round.
Yep.
And so I think this is going to be something looked into. I don't know. I thought this was going to be the case last offseason, that this
Mm-hmm.
would be something that the Boston Celtics will look into. I can't say if it'd be looked into or not this offseason. It won them several games. They won them 56 games in this season. Good enough for a first round exit. They were leading, they were up 3-1. Joel Embiid comes back and puts the Boston Celtics bed. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know what else you say about this, Danny, but I'm glad not to see the Boston Celtics in the second round because of their offense. What say you about this particular series?
Yeah, Joel Embiid made a big impact. You know, he had the appendicitis or appendectomy. So he came back, which obviously changed the series. But yeah, man, Boston didn't do themselves any favors. I know a lot of the media is centered around what Jaylen Brown was saying on his Twitch account, complaining about conspiracy theories and flopping by Joel Embiid. But hey, man, y'all had ample opportunity to close this series and y'all blew it.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Yep.
even in Game 7. So in that fourth quarter, they came because they were getting whooped, and they came back in that fourth quarter, cut it to one. And what did they do? Three straight possessions, shoot three pointers, and Maxey made them pay for it. Maxey had some key layups where Maxey actually took it to the basket and
Yep.
scored. He made some tough shots, man. And then Edgecombe, speaking of VJ, hit two big 3 pointers in that fourth quarter. But even it was what 103-98 with about I think it was like 30 seconds left in the game. They shoot two fadeaway three. Boston shoots two fadeaway 3 pointers. Instead of taking it to the basket, you get within three. Maybe Philly misses a free throw. So they shot themselves out the game, and they have no one to blame but themselves. And then why not try Vucevic in this game 7?
Come on,
Wasn't
man.
that the reason you traded for him at the trade deadline?
Can't play
At
no
least a big
defense.
body to put on Embiid because Embiid was just destroying them down low, and he put him in the foul trouble. But it was like, why don't you put the big body on him at least to at least stabilize him? And so now Boston's gone, and I'm curious to see what they do in the offseason. I know we've had these questions in the past with them, especially when they had flops from a series perspective, but this one was a major flop that they shouldn't. It shouldn't even came to this. They should have closed the series, and now they're at home, and Philly gets to play New York tonight.
Yeah, just like the offseason, man, the NBA Executive of the Year actually came from the Boston Celtics, man, Brad
Mm-hmm.
Stevens. So we'll see what happens in the offseason for them. And just as we're talking about a game 7 on Saturday, on Sunday, there were two game 7s with the Orlando Magic and Detroit Pistons. Detroit goes in and does the job.
Mm-hmm.
116-94 over Orlando to basically advance to the second round. And this is where the Magic, man, first of all, let me just say the debacle on Friday night. I just don't, what, Orlando was up like 24. I still, I know why they lost because they couldn't make shots basically.
Mm-hmm.
But just the defense, man. I mean, I think something's got to be said about defensively Orlando, trying to basically not stopping Detroit from scoring. But also, Danny, Orlando couldn't make a shot, man, and it looked bad.
Mm-hmm.
And you and I we were texting back and forth, and I'm just saying, man, hey man, take it in. You got Bankero, take it in. Stop shooting these threes. Get
Yep.
fouled or something just to break up the momentum. That was game 6. Game 7, I stopped watching. I knew what time it was. I knew what time it was, and I was right. 22-point victory by the Detroit Pistons, man, at Detroit. I don't know what Orlando's going to do in the offseason. I think there's going to be a whole lot of moves on the coaching staff. There's going to be some moves personnel wise. Um, this is what the third straight year Orlando has been bounced in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what else they can do other than make necessary personnel changes,
Mm-hmm.
both coaching staff and players. So their offseason is going to be crazy. I'll put it like that. Detroit advances. We'll see how they face off against the Cleveland Cavaliers, who also advances game 7 against the Toronto Raptors. And that was without Brandon Ingram for the Raptors due to a heel issue. Cleveland wins 114-102 in Cleveland. Jared Allen goes off 22 points, 19 rebounds, 3 blocks. Scotty Barnes, 24 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. Scotty Barnes is a player, man. I'm looking forward to seeing what next season he's going to offer the Raptors. But man, Cleveland goes ahead and advances. That's going to be an interesting series. I think it's going to be a grit and grind type series. Pistons against the Cavaliers. But I'm going to say this, Danny. I'm leaning towards the Pistons. If the Pistons play like they did at the very beginning of the series against Orlando, they do look like that against Cavaliers. I can see this going 6-7 easily. What say you about the Eastern Conference in particular? Those two 7-game series wrap ups.
Well, Orlando got the coach fired based on what happened on Friday night,
Yep.
and since he relieved of his duties today. Tail of two halves too. Even yesterday's game, Friday night, up 24, below the lead, couldn't make a shot. I think they need a point guard. Jalen Suggs had a rough series where I think they just need a couple tweaks. But the other thing that comes to mind is with Bancaro and Wagner, are they going to keep them together or what are they going to do? But they need to change their games a little bit, man, because what they were doing, and that could be a coaching change too, right? Where they bring in their staff and kind of switch the offense. But that even Mosley should have called the timeout on Friday night, man. It was just as a fan or as an
Yeah.
observer, it was like, what
Mhm.
is going on, man?
Man, call a timeout,
Yeah,
something.
Cade Cunningham is
If
destroying you.
if if you need to call a couple of timeouts in a row
Yes,
just to break it up because your team not scoring, maybe draw up a play, say, hey, take it inside. I mean, do
yes.
something.
34 to 4 run is no joke. They scored 19 points in the second half. And then yesterday they were close at half, and then the second half they fell apart, which after Friday night, I was surprised, they came out with some fight, but they fell apart. So I don't know, man, with Orlando. I don't think they're far away. They've underachieved, so maybe a new voice can motivate them and get them where they need to be. But they need to get Bancaro. He needs to move off play. It's kind of the Giannis thing with him.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like he wants to control the ball so much. They need a point guard and play off the point guard.
And they need shooting,
And they
consistent
definitely
shooting.
need shooting.
They need
They
consistent
need,
shooting to open it
yeah,
up a bit more.
yeah. And that was Bane's role, but Bane didn't hit those shots in these last couple games. Because they traded what 4 picks for him to bring him
Hmm.
in. So I think they need a point guard though, a little more consistent. Suggs could be a nice bench player, but he's not a starting point guard. The Cleveland, same thing yesterday in Game 7. It was tied at half, and then that third quarter was, man, Cleveland put it on Toronto, and it was no looking back from there. I look at that Detroit Cavaliers series. If Jared Allen plays like he did yesterday, if they can get that out of him and Donovan Mitchell and James Harden actually understand roles, they seem sometimes like they're confusing on like who's doing what.
Hmm.
And it seems like they're still working through that. They could this could be a good series because I still don't see that second scorer from Detroit. Cade was carrying them in that game 6. And
Hmm.
if they can shut him down and Jared Allen's blocking shots now, he's playing great defense, rebounding the ball. And they got Mobley, so they have some players that can throw at Detroit. So I think this should be a pretty good series. Honestly, it's even, and that's why I look at the East. We called this way back in the day, man. This is an open Eastern Conference, so it's anyone's ball game. Even though Detroit's the number one seed, any one of these teams can win this East.
Just as we say that, man, tonight, 76ers against the Knicks. Also, in the Western Conference, Timberwolves against the Spurs. We haven't talked too much about the Western Conference, but Timberwolves Spurs start. I'm all in on that series. Looks like Anthony Edwards will be uh, playing in game one.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to be a very interesting series. Dante DiVincenzo is out due to an Achilles injury. So he's out for quite some time. Hated for him, man. He got injured, obviously, with the Bucks in our championship run, and now he's
Mm-hmm.
injured for this run. So this is still going to be an interesting series.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to watch. I can't wait to watch 76ers Knicks series. That's going to be all the way live. So we'll see. Just as we're talking about the Western Conference, the Lakers advance, and they'll play the OKC Thunder. Quite honestly, I see Lakers only winning one game. Gentlemen sweep. Do I see them winning two? Nah, not really. We'll see what happens, though. We'll see what happens. That's why they play the games. I'm looking forward to OKC Thunder Spurs Western Conference finals matchup. And with regards to the 76ers against the Knicks, it's all about the health of Joel Embiid.
Mm-hmm.
I believe, though, even if Joel was healthy, with Cat and Mitchell Robinson, the duo there, We'll see. We'll see. This is going to be a very intriguing matchup, though. I can't wait to watch. What say you, Danny?
So yeah, Jason, I agree. The 76ers Knicks, Embiid has to he was man, he looked rough in game seven. Because every time his knee got looked like it got hyperextended almost twice because people fell into him and he just didn't look right. But if he's halfway, decent and he's, playing through these injuries, Maxi, man, Maxi's no joke. And then if Paul George can show up, I think they have a good shot. But this is the Knicks to lose, honestly. So the Sixers, I think, are playing with house money. So I think the pressure's on the Knicks more than the Sixers. And then from the Western Conference, man, yeah, and Edwards coming back. Speaking of hyperextended knees, I'm curious to see how he looks tonight and how many minutes he actually plays because initially reported it's supposed to be weeks. He came back in 9 days. I know he's younger, but that was a serious injury based on how it looked on TV. But that actually makes this series a little more interesting and how the Timberwolves can play the Spurs. And then with the Lakers, man, I told you Friday night they had to wrap that up on Friday night
Mm-hmm.
because I did
Mm-hmm.
not feel good about them winning the game seven. And they took care of business. I think Reeves is starting to get a little more of a flow because he was out so long. With Jalen Williams being out, the Lakers could get two because I look at Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart actually is playing like he did when he
Playing
played with
good.
Boston.
Yeah, he's playing pretty good.
And he's going to be he could be a headache for SGA.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious how they call this series from on SGA with the with the shoulder push kind of thing going on,
Mm-hmm.
and if they're going to let things go or whatever the case may be, and if DeAndre Ayton can play like he did in that series, I know Oklahoma City, but the thing is Oklahoma City has a lot of bodies, good, talented people on
Mm-hmm.
that team, and they play great defense, and they're actually a good team that the Rockets were kind of just all over the place. So Lakers get two. I think that's a victory for them. But I'm looking forward to both because the Lakers actually showed some fight in that Rockets series and took care of business on Friday night.
And Danny, just a real quick shout out on the NBA awards. So Sportsmanship Award goes to Derek White, Executive of the Year, as I mentioned, Brad Stevens, the Boston Celtics. Sixth Man of the Year, Keldon Johnson, San Antonio Spurs. Most Improved Player, Nickeil Alexander Walker, Atlanta Hawks. Clutch Player of the Year, Shea Gilgeous Alexander. Rookie of the Year, Cooper Flag.
Mm-hmm.
Defensive Player of the Year, Victor Wembanyama. And then MVP goes to Shea. No big surprises there. I would say Rookie of the Year. Honestly, going back and forth amongst the top three. Man, that VJ Edgecombe, man, somebody to watch out for. And I will also say Defensive Player of the Year to me is no surprise. Same thing, I think, with MVP. Not a terrible big surprise there. So, what say you, Danny, real quickly about the NBA award winners?
There are no major surprises. Between Khan and Cooper Flag, I think Khan got from the playing games because he didn't play well. So I think that must have been factored in that Cooper Flag ended up getting a Rookie of the Year. But I had no qualms with Cooper Flag because he didn't. He had to come in and take over a team, and he actually put up games where he was actually the featured player. So, congratulations to everybody in the awards, but I had nothing really to contend against.
And Danny, F1 was on U.S. soil here in Miami, and very interesting sprint, very interesting Grand Prix race. This is after a long layover
Mm-hmm.
because of the conflict happening in the Middle East, Bahrain and also Saudi Arabia. Those were the two stops that did not actually happen. Kimi Antonelli of Mercedes goes ahead and win the Grand Prix race. And Kimi's for real. I think there's a young budding superstar happening right before our very eyes. Kimi Antonelli, who leads in the overall numbers here with 100 points, followed by George Russell of Mercedes with 80 points, and then Charles Leclerc of Ferrari with 59 points, and Sir Lewis Hamilton at 51 points, tied with Lando Norris, defending champion as of right now. And so just all around good weekend. They had to move up the start time of the race due to potential weather factors, but Kimi Antonelli goes ahead and wins the Grand Prix. What say you, Danny, about Formula One?
Great race, man. It's been a while. Antonelli actually came back at the end to get the lead. McLaren took 2-3 with Norris and Piastri. Verstappen was all over the place in this race. He was kind of back, and then he came. I think he was in first for like a hot second, and then he fell back. He ended up in fifth. Charles Leclerc, his season's been all, man. He's been in the front for a while in these races, and he's battling, and then all of a sudden at the end, things happen that they're not in his favor, where he ends up in eighth because he was sitting there he was podium for
he's podium for a little bit,
yeah, and then he fell apart at the end, man. So great to see the race. A couple of people crashed out towards the beginning, but all in all, it was a good race. Sir Lewis Hamilton ended up in sixth. But yeah, congratulations to Antonelli, man. 3 in a row. And nothing looks like it's going to stop him. So we'll see what happens in the next race. I think they go to Canada, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, they do.
So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, good to see the racing back, and it's good to see McLaren take 2-3, man. Do they make a push now after the slow start?
I think with these upgrades, they do. I think with these upgrades, they do. And Danny, just as we're talking about racing, Kentucky Derby happened on Saturday, where Golden Temple gets the victory, man, from way back in the pack, man. What an amazing race. What an amazing comeback. And what an amazing historic moment where Cherie DeVoe, who becomes the first lady trainer to win the Kentucky Derby, wins. I absolutely love the shots of her cheering for the jockey and jockey Jose Ortiz. And there's an amazing story where the second place winner, the jockey, was actually Jose Ortiz's brother. Yeah. So just a all around good moment, feel good moment at the Kentucky Derby. Golden Tempo wins it. What say you, Danny, about the Kentucky Derby?
Great race, man. Yeah. Golden Tempo wasn't even in the picture. And all of a sudden, at the bottom of the screen, that horse, it just took off, man. It's like back in the day when, you'd be at a meet or something, and you see somebody, they think they got it, and somebody walks them down. They got straight walked. Man, Gold Tempo was on one. So it was great to see because it was last to first. Gold Tempo said, nope, not today.
Not today.
And we've seen this the last couple derbies now, where these underdog horses are coming through right at the end with these nose finishes. And yeah, congratulations to them. And yeah, like the jockeys and the brothers story, that's cool. And if you saw the post interview, he was like, yeah, it was great for my brother, but I had, I prefer to win. So yeah, man, great race.
Thank you for joining us at Back Porch Talk Podcast. You can also join us on Twitter by tweeting us at @back_podcast. For more information, you can go to our website, which is backporchtalkpodcast.com. You can also email us at backporchtalkpodcast@gmail.com. Again, thank you for joining us, and remember that there's enough hate in the world, so go ahead and spread a little love.